What it is, guys, it's your Dino. We're back at it again with another review, and this one is for a brand new game that comes out today, the 27th of June 2021. As of recording, the game hasn't released, so there will be no Metacritic score on this one. And this game is created by Omega Force and published by the lovely people at Koei Tecmo. Big shout out to those guys who hooked me up with a code through another company who do PR. Greatly appreciate that. This is a part of the Samurai Warriors series. This game will be available on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows. It doesn't have a 9th gen upgrade or update yet for them as of yet. As of recording, there hasn't been one, but if they do make one, I can always go back and review and compare that old content to the new content, so you can see it in the upgraded graphics for you. Just let me know in the comments below, and if you aren't following the channel, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. So the gameplay of this game is a hack and slash. Think of it like Dynasty Warriors, but it's set in traditional Japanese history. This game takes place following the storyline of Oda Nobunaga and his lieutenant Matsuhide Akechi. I probably butchered the names, and I am sorry for that. I can always put the names down in the description if that helps, and how to spell it. And the game focuses its scope on the Sengoku period of the timeline leading up to the events of the Hononji incident. Not going to explain that because I don't want to ruin the premise of the game. Just knowing that the game starts during the Sengoku period and leads up to the Hononji incident is something that, if you would like to find out about, I can always put a link in the description to explain what the Hononji incident is for you guys. Anyway, this game is really cool because it allows you to do some really cool big battles where you've got loads of enemies on screen and you can do these cool grandiose attacks. It does have a level of upgradability. I have condensed down the fights that you'll see within the video so that you can see more of the game's mechanics and stuff that you can do, because these missions can last anywhere up to an hour if you want to take your time with them and search out all the different sub objectives that there are and side quests and certain interactions that you can get in both Musou mode, which is what we're playing here in the content, or in the additional mode of free mode, where it allows you to pick any of the available characters that you have unlocked during your playthrough of the main campaign in Musou mode, and then you can go back and do free mode. The game also has the cool factor of the fact that it has the really interesting ability to do both couch co-op and online co-op, so you can play it in 2-player mode on online or offline. So that's cool for those who like to do the couch co-op with a loved one or a son or daughter or niece or nephew. It's really cool. I do like that. They do have a lot of different weapon types in the game. As you can see, I'm currently running around with Oda Nobunaga's two-handed samurai sword that he uses. There are some other characters, and you will see some of them in the gameplay later on. You do have quite a few different weapons in the game. I think there's up to 15 different types of weapon available. Don't quote me on that. I know there are loads. You've got stuff like spears, bows, two-handed swords, dual swords, assassination type weapons like Kurigama and spears and stuff like that. They do have a very unique plethora of weapons. You do come up against people with like big maces and stuff like that. It's very, very good. They've done a very good job of it. I will say they haven't got any Metacritic scores. Again, there are none as of recording. This is recorded prior to the release of the game's launch, and I do love the graphics and the art style. I think they've done an amazing job. I do feel that you guys will probably enjoy it if you're a fan of the Japanese history or feudal Japan era, like games like Ghost of Tsushima, but like games in the Dynasty Warriors style. So this is definitely something that you could enjoy, and I definitely have enjoyed it myself. I do like a bit of Dynasty Warriors from time to time, and I do love the Japanese feudal era because it's samurais. Who doesn't love samurais? They're pretty badass. So this game is a really cool game where you can take into account the style that your enemy uses. You can't always just go in there and wail on enemies. You have to like block their attacks and use the different types of attacks, either quick attacks, heavy attacks, barrage attacks. It's actually really cool the way they've done it, and it does in keeping with different like art styles and martial art styles in the way that they would approach certain attacks and stuff like that. But it uses historical references to the Japanese feudal era and people of note that have lasted through the ages. They've done a really good job with including that. I do think that this is a game that has a lot of replayability in the fact that you have both Musou mode and free mode, where you can go through certain encounters with different characters, and you can use specific character types, and you can level up all the different characters so they can have different levels and different weapons. And there is a lot of grinding that you can do in regards to that as well. I do think that this game does have a long playability factor and replayability as well in regards to that free mode. I have played the game for about 10, maybe 15 hours, and I am still loving it. This game has definitely really piqued my interest. I will say that after recording this, I have gone back and played it a lot more. I will have done close to about 50 hours after this game releases, so just bear that in mind. You're only seeing early content because I didn't want to put in spoilers, and off screen and without you guys knowing, I have been playing this a lot. I'm well over 50 hours into the game, but I don't want to show off that. So what you're seeing is early content from about 10 hours in, and so you can experience some really cool stuff. I've done a lot of content within the game, doing all the online stuff that you do unlock after you've reached a certain point within the story, and there is so much to do. You have to upgrade your castle, you can upgrade your weapons, your characters, you can learn new skills, you can refine weapons, you can craft weapons, and it's all based around going back through previous missions and replaying missions to farm up materials through fighting different officers. As you can see, I cut through the mission to show you guys the end results. As you can see, I do also stream on Twitch, so if you want to check that out, link will be in the description as well. As you can see, early gameplay here from me leveling up the character Oda Nobunaga, doing the spoils of war. I didn't want to show off too much of the game in regards to spoiling it for you to enjoy it yourself. Definitely recommend picking this game up though. It is a lot of fun. There is a lot of characters to play from, and it is tied into Japanese history in the fact that it's set within the Sengoku period and does actually follow the timeline of Oda Nobunaga all the way up to the Hanonji incident. I don't want to say what that is. There will be a link in the description down below for what the Hanonji incident is, so you guys can learn more about that if you want to. It's really cool. I do like the fact that you can use both your horse and you can do mounted fighting and stuff like that. They've done a very good job in creating a diverse play style for both on foot and mounted combat. And as you saw there for a quick glance, there is a lot of characters in those question marks there in the early gameplay. There is a lot to do in this game in regards to trying to get to that final end game point, and where your character is a super stonking Saitama one punch kind of guy. That takes a long time to get there. I have enjoyed playing it a lot so far, and there are so many different weapon styles. I think that when you're playing through the game, you have to take that into account so you can learn the different character styles. You've got spears, you've got bows. There are so many different play styles, there is always going to be a play style that can appeal to a person who likes something that I don't like. And I think that that is a great thing about this game, with all the different weapon styles that there are, or weapon traits as the game calls them. It allows you to have your own unique play style as you go through the game. Even once you've had to do it in Musou mode, you can go back through and do it in your favored preferred style using free mode. So you can use a character that uses only bows, or a character that uses only big maces and stuff like that. It does add such a unique way of playing the game, and I feel that this is probably an undershadowed franchise within the big battle styles of games, because whenever you think of this style of game, you always think Dynasty Warriors, but Samurai Warriors has been around for a very long time and has done very well within that. So if you do want to try something that is within the Japanese era and does try and stick true to history and has that Dynasty Warriors big battle vibe, definitely pick this game up. Definitely give it a go. If you have played these before, let me know in the comments what's your favorite one. I'm really liking number 5 so far, and I definitely think it's worth picking up. Thank you again to the people that gave me a copy of the game for review. You guys are amazing. Big shout out to Koei Tecmo for making another stonking blockbuster here with this game, and W Force. Thanks for watching, guys. Check it out, the next one. See you later, guys.